Thank you so much for attending my PowerPoint presentation on Troll Warlord, a stupid hero for smart players. Troll Warlord is defined by his unique innate battle stance that allows him to swap between being a ranged and a melee character at will. You spend the majority of the lane in ranged, then swap to melee for the rest of the game, but there are some reasons to go back to ranged later on. We'll talk about them. His other defining feature is Fervor. This is his passive that grants him attack speed whenever he hits the same target multiple times in a row. This creates a playstyle that revolves around hitting really fast, but not necessarily very hard, and you have to spend your item builds effectively fixing that problem. He also has some of the absolute best spells in the game. Whirling Axes is incredibly strong, Battle Trance is incredibly strong, but both of them are balanced by the fact that he has the single worst int gain in the game. Ogre Magi technically has it lower at 0.0, but you could argue that that means he doesn't have an int gain, and if that's the case, then Troll at 1.0 has it the worst. Let's talk about one of those broken spells. Whirling Axes is a 2-in-1 spell that is tied to his melee or ranged form. Both of them are extremely good. The melee version applies a 40% blind to the enemy, which makes it really difficult to man-fight him, and the ranged one is a really powerful slow. Both of them are on a super low cooldown. They're really good for early game skirmishes, have a ton of value in the late game, and they have a couple of other uses too. For example, really good farming tool. If you want to go farm the medium camp near the lane between waves, you can absolutely do it, take minimal damage, come back, box the offlaner. It's great. It's also a total pain to deal with if you're playing against Troll Warlord, because a 40% blind basically means you lose the game. So it's like, what do? Do you get a Manta to dispel it? You're going to pop Manta to deal with the spell with a 9-second cooldown. He's just going to use it again. Do you pop BKB to get rid of the blind? Total waste. Do you buy an MKB, an item that absolutely does not help you in any other way other than dealing with the blind? It doesn't give you any stats. It doesn't help you escape. It puts your opponent in a sort of Zugzwang situation, and that's only the melee form. The ranged form is also really good. It will also reset your aggro for your ulti, which can sometimes ruin your entire game, but don't worry about it. Surely that won't happen to you. His best ability is Battle Trance. This is his ultimate. This makes Troll literally too angry to die. There's a period of about 6.5 seconds where he just straight up cannot be killed through conventional means. There are a few ways that you can still kill him. Axe Dunk is probably the most frequent one. AA Blast is also a really big annoyance, but other than that, he'll just walk around at 1 HP, totally fine. And he also gets a massive attack speed steroid, ton of lifesteal, movement speed. He's hasted, you can't deal with him. And then if he's BKB'd, it's like you're gonna get hit. There's really not much that you can do about it. It also has a bunch of other unique uses beyond just obliterating the enemy team. For one, you can solo Tormentor really early on. Pretty much as soon as you get a Yasha, you can just go, pop your ulti, heal up in the green stuff afterwards. It's great. If there's a massive Ancient stack and you just got your Battle Fury, you can build up Fervor stacks on like the Stone Golem or something, pop ulti, and you'll clear out the majority of it while still being in full HP after the end. It's really good. You can also set up some interesting checkmate situations. Not a lot of people know this. If you are hitting a building, when you pop Battle Trance, Troll will stay on the building. So if they have an exposed Ancient, you hit it once, you pop ultimate, you hit it down, you can't die, you win the game. Congratulations. Unfortunately, there is a ton of counterplay to this, and a lot of the ways that you beat Troll revolve around abusing Battle Trance. So, you have infinite attack speed. How do you turn that into infinite damage? Well, there's a couple different ways you can do it. The biggest thing on Troll is that your item slots are pretty much predetermined by the moment you press the hero on the draft screen. 4 of your slots, you can't really make any decisions. The only real decision you're going to make is which Yasha item you go. There is a bit of an ongoing argument on Battle Fury versus Maelstrom. If you ask me, infinite HP and infinite mana regeneration and a ton of damage are all things that I like. Even though Battle Fury is a little bit more expensive, go it over the Maelstrom. If you're against like a Phantom Lancer and you know your offlaner is going to build a Vlad's as like their second item, you could maybe justify it. But what's the point of Mjolnir when you already have infinite attack speed? Composite damage is nice. Infinite mana is even nicer. Go Battle Fury, please. Right after that, you want to go a Yasha item. You're usually going to upgrade this almost immediately. Manta Style is really good if you're against really strong abilities that you have to dispel, right? Like if you're against a Silencer, you have to go Manta. But if you don't have anything in particular to dispel, Sanjin Yasha is really good on this hero because it buffs your health restoration. That applies to your ultimate. Maybe you get lifesteal off of a neutral. The Sanj really does a lot of work for you. Highly recommend. After that, you go BKB. I didn't put it on here for some reason. Shard is extremely valuable. If you have Battle Fury, you get one of only 2 sources of ranged cleave in the game, the other being Venge with the melee facet going Battle Fury. With Shard and Battle Fury, you can deal ranged cleave, which isn't actually that useful, but, you know, fun fact, it's cool. Shard is actually really good because it deals with a lot of the common counterplay to Troll Warlord, and we'll talk about that in a later slide. All of that means that you have 2 item slots where you get to do what you like. A lot of people enjoy going Basher on this hero. I understand why. I think it's redundant. You already have the BKB piercing root from your passive. You don't necessarily need a bash. The internal cooldown on the bash is actually what ruins the item for you. I also think Satanic is sort of a waste because, you know, if your ulti's over and you haven't killed the enemy team, I don't think the Satanic is going to help you out very much. What I like to do, hear me out, Scotty, purely for the int. The slow is nice. It helps you chase. That's cool. But with the int, you can now go Refresher. And with Refresher, you can now have 2 BKBs and 2 battle trances. And that means that you can be spell immune and unkillable for almost 15 seconds straight. 15 seconds of just wailing on the enemy team should be enough to win almost any team fight. Still, Troll is flexible enough that as long as you're able to solve his mana/int problems, you can pretty much go whatever items you want. The hero is really theory craftable. Highly recommend testing some things out in demo mode. A lot of fun options for you. Now you may be thinking, wow, his spells are really strong. I bet his Aghanim Scepter is great. Here are my thoughts on Aghanim Scepter on this hero. TLDR, don't go it, but you can read all this if you want. Now how do you beat Troll? Well, there's a couple different ways you can do it. The biggest one is on the draft screen. If you look at the pick screen for Dota 2, it is an absolute minefield for a Troll Warlord player. There are a ton of heroes that this character just does not want to play into. Axe is probably the single biggest one. At pretty much any point in the game, Axe can pop Blade Mail, jump on you, kill you. Total pain in the ass. Really sucks to blind pick into. Another hero that sucks to blind pick into is Razor. Most of the time, when you cast Static Link as Razor, your target will attempt to run away from you. Troll Warlord lacks this ability, so if you're able to get a Static Link on him while he's in Battle Trance, he doesn't do any damage anyway, so if you suck 100 damage out of him, he's basically hitting like a wet noodle. Yeah, he can root you, and yeah, you still can't kill him for a little bit, but he's not going to be an issue if you can get Static Link on him during his ultimate. There's also a lot of items that you can use to just stall out the ultimate, so Ghost Scepter, Yules, Force Staff, yes, these can be dispelled by his Ags. If you have that argument, go back and read the wall of text. Also, any instant or super long-term disables really bother him. Being able to get blinked on and stunned sucks because you don't actually have that much of an HP pool. He is susceptible to burst, and it sucks until you get like a Scotty or another like really beefy item. Like if you go that Satanic that I mentioned you shouldn't go earlier, that kind of makes you immune to that sort of playstyle, but it can work. And then lastly, Abaddon. Abaddon's ultimate cancels out your ultimate. If you go Shard, it's not that bad because you can right-click other heroes that are in the vicinity, but still it makes it really difficult to be effective. And if the Abaddon knows what he's doing, he knows how to like game the aggro, he can just completely waste your time. As the Troll player, you can be based, and you can go Yules, and you can Yules the Abaddon so that you can go target someone else. I did this once in a game, we won, but my team got mad at me and I felt sad, so don't do that. In conclusion, Troll is a very fun hero. You should pick him. He kind of scales with your understanding of how the hero works. He's got a couple of hidden mechanics that you can suss out. He's got really good spells. You get to press a lot of buttons. You get to do some fun item theory. And if you ever mess up, you can always just tell your team that your ultimate is the reason why, not you. Peace on planet Earth.